20 minutes to midnight, April 14th, 1912. Frederick Fleet is up in the crow's nest of the largest moving object ever built by human hands, scanning the North Atlantic with his naked eyes, because the binoculars are locked in a cabinet nobody can open. Out of the dark, 400 meters ahead, an iceberg. Fleet rings the bell and telephones the bridge. The ship has 37 seconds. And the really uncomfortable part? 6 separate warnings had already told them the ice was there. The Titanic. 269 meters, 16 watertight compartments, and a press so impressed that practically unsinkable quietly lost the word practically somewhere between the shipyard and the newspapers. What she also had was the finest communication technology of 1912, a wireless telegraph that could reach hundreds of kilometers. It was run by 2 young men who didn't actually work for the ship. They worked for the Marconi Company, and Marconi made its money sending the passengers personal telegrams, dinner reservations, stock orders, greetings to New York. That detail is about to matter enormously. Throughout April 14th, other ships kept politely mentioning the same thing: a huge field of ice directly across the Titanic's route. The Caronia at 9 a.m., the Baltic at lunch, the America shortly after. Warnings 4 and 5 in the evening. Some reached the bridge and were noted. One was handed to a director of the shipping line who put it in his pocket. The most precise one, from the Mesaba, describing exactly the ice field the Titanic would hit, never left the radio room. The operator was buried in a backlog of passenger messages because the set had broken down the day before, and Marconi's paying customers came first. Warning number 6 arrived at 11 p.m. From the Californian, a small ship stopped dead in the ice barely 30 kilometers away. It got as far as, "Say, old man, we are stopped and surrounded by ice. Shut up, shut up. I am working Cape Race." Meanwhile, the Titanic ran at nearly full speed, 22 knots, through a flat, calm, moonless night. Not recklessness, technically. This was standard practice. On a clear night, you'd see ice in time. Everyone did it. At 11:40, that theory met its counterexample. The iceberg didn't smash the hull. It scraped it, a series of slits down 300 feet of steel plating, 6 compartments flooding. The ship could survive 4. The mathematics of the next 2 hours and 40 minutes were settled in the first 10. The lifeboats had room for barely half the people aboard, and left carrying far fewer, because nobody had ever drilled for this. Distress rockets went up. On the Californian, close enough to watch them, the only radio operator had gone to bed 10 minutes before the collision. His set was off. Around 1,500 people died before sunrise. 2 inquiries followed, and out of them came a rule book we still live by. Lifeboats for everyone on board, mandatory drills, rockets mean distress and nothing else, and a radio watch 24 hours a day, plus an international ice patrol that still exists today. So, ignored is the comfortable word, because it gives you someone to blame. But nobody on the Titanic decided to ignore 6 warnings. Each one was dropped by a different crack in the system: a pocket, a backlog, a locked cabinet, a radioman off-duty. The information all existed. It was just never in the same room at the same time. The Titanic didn't sink because men were careless. It sank because safety data traveled second class. The line's director, pocket telegram and all, made it into a lifeboat. He spent the rest of his life explaining that. Nobody found it 4 minutes worth of interesting.